Hello and welcome to the year 2024 and welcome to the first month in the year 2024. Welcome to January 2024. Congratulations on making it here. Thank God you are alive. Regardless of whatever had happened in 2023, we made it to this time and welcome. So this podcast is not going to be a lot of talk. It's going to be as brief as possible. And this just to keep a note that this year would most likely be quite quiet. Meaning that I'm not having plans of sharing podcast as much this year. Most likely I may not share again for this year, but we can never say never. However, I'll be putting a halt on most of my creative spaces, because I feel like 2024 is the year to focus a little bit more on my career and probably pay attention to a specific thing rather than diversifying myself. And also because I feel like I have put in a lot of effort in these creative spaces, but it has not made progress as I had hoped it would. And also I feel like the amount of energy I've been putting in has been draining me a lot. Now, aside from the fact that I have tried my best to make sure that these spaces are God-centered, and I try my best to share content from a place of being inspired rather than just having attention to the spaces. The truth is that a lot of mental, emotional, physical energy and sacrifice goes into creating content, and I just think that I need to refresh myself and get myself back together, rather than focusing on just giving. There should be a space of me really getting myself together. I have managed to, regardless of whatever situation I have been in, to always share content. Like in the most unlikely situations, always share content. However, I think it's wise for me to take a step back so that I can get a mental refill. In the year 2023, I actually took a lot of breaks, and I was training myself not to feel guilty for doing that, and not to feel apologetic for doing that. In December, I only shared just one podcast. There was no Christmas podcast. There was no roundup podcast of the year. And I just realized that I couldn't just force myself to do any of that. And going forward, I think it's better that I just focus more on some other very important areas of my life, like give them much more focus, and just take a step back. So with that being said, for everyone that has one word or other being keen on listening to podcast, thank you for tuning in at any point. I really hope that all the podcasts that I've shared had blessed you. And if this is your first time, peradventure, you just stumbled on this podcast and this is your first time, sorry that this is what you have to hear, but I just want to say that there are tons of podcasts. I can't even remember how many there are, but I think there should be up to 50. So there are a lot of topics that have been shared over the span of approximately 7 years, and you can scroll through the channel and listen to as many as catches your interest. Whatever catches your interest, you listen. I'm sure that one way or the other they will bless you as much as possible. I try to make my podcast very, very relatable and personal, and I hope maybe you can actually feel relatable to it. But if this is your first time, like I said, there are a lot of content here that you can listen to and you can be blessed by. With that being said, to everyone that has supported in any way, I really appreciate and I thank you. Most importantly for me, I think like it's important for your personal growth to be of priority to you than what you think you need to give out. The reasons why I ever started being in creative space was because of my passion and love for it, and because I really felt that there was something that I had that I could give, that I felt was of value to give. And I'm grateful for how God has really helped me so far over the years to share. And I'm proud of all the things that I've been able to achieve with these creative spaces in terms of my ability to share. Like, I can't even tell you how some instances have been so interesting. The uncomfortability of creating, the basic creating situations, and just literally how I have had to sacrifice a lot of comfort and just create just because I felt I needed to. But I don't want to keep on pushing myself excessively. I feel there's a place to just stop rather than breaking. Like, what point is there to prove? But like I said already, that I've been quite intentional. That God guides me in my topics, because I don't want it to be very superficial. I want it to come from a very sincere place. And I feel that most importantly, rather than just pushing out content that I think that I feel will bless someone, I think I need to actually take a step back and focus more on my own personal relationship with God, my own personal growth. And probably after the season is over, if God permits, then I'll come back stronger and fresher. So this is just to say that there's no promise that any podcast will be shared, and if it happens that I'm really there to share something, there's something will pop up. But I think I really enjoy the tradition of sharing a congratulatory note every first podcast of the month. I started in 2020 due to the coronavirus lockdown, and since then I continue the tradition, trying my best to always, regardless of the situation I was in, to always make sure my first podcast was a congratulatory note. So I'm saying that this would probably be the last for now, and until probably when next I would be able to share, I would certainly share congratulatory note then. So I want to just say that I pray that whatever path that we are on, that God continues to lead us and guide us and show us what's most important, and that for whatever it is that we start, that we actually know when to stop, we actually know when to take a break, and we actually know when to continue. Also, this taking a break from my creative space will also apply to a lot of my other creative space, and also use this opportunity to also add the Telegram channel that I opened would also be very inactive, and I've also passed a message there. So I also want to just say this in case you have listened to me mention about Abba's Court in any of the other podcasts, or if, like I said, you're a new person, it's going to be your first time listening to this, I want to tell you that it's not really going to be active for long as well. But I'm going to leave the main channel open so that whatever it is that has been shared in the past can still be accessed and can still be benefited from. But it's not going to be open for a long time for any possible thing up. And but also my blog would also be quiet as well. And whatever great ideas or great inspiration I believe God will give me, He will give me the right time to share it. So yes, I hope that 2024 will be a year where we actually grow and we actually make progress. I feel like 2023 really sapped me a lot, and I hope that 2024 will be a year where I'll be able to reorganize myself better and gear up for the years coming. So the year filled with a lot of lessons, and I wouldn't say that I didn't learn a lot. I also feel that a lot of me also became better, but I also feel like I need to recuperate from all the experiences that happened in 2023. And as 2024 has come, I know that God always has good plans and great things, regardless of whatever happens. And whatever it is that we are going through, it is to make us like Him. Sometimes, even when it doesn't seem like it, as long as God is in the picture, God is in the story, as long as we hold God's hand throughout our difficult experiences, we would always come out stronger. And one of the things that God wants us to always learn, wants me to always learn, is the act of persevering. There's no strong or valuable person that that wouldn't go through a difficult time, and his or her ability to come out better is when he or she, any of us, we are able to actually persevere. So yes, thank you so much for listening to all this that I have said. And with this, I'll be wrapping up this podcast. And I pray that God keeps you, keeps your loved ones, and I pray that 2024 turns out to be the year that we actually make much progress than we've made in previous years. So with that being said, and like I usually say, until next time on Rosecast, continue to stay safe and God bless. Bye bye.